Hey everybody, welcome back to Video Game So Tarek, I'm going to tell you right now you have a very happy VGE today. That is because as of 13 hours ago, the Bomberman 64 Recomp for Nintendo 64 released, and damn it, I've been talking about Bomberman 64 Recomps and PC ports since basically I've been talking about Recomps on the channel. And even though Bomberman Hero will always be my favorite 3D Bomberman game ever made, the original Bomberman Hero absolutely, in my opinion, is a banger as well, and it is here today for everyone to try out. Before we get too far involved though, do me a huge favor down below, hit like and subscribe and ring that notification bell, definitely helps us out. And if you feel so inclined and want to support the channel, we got a Patreon link down below as well. And this is absolutely big decomp energy through and through, and the developer here, Revo, absolutely nailed the brief, because this is just why retro gaming is making a comeback. We're getting so many N64 recomps and PC ports and so many decomps across the board. Now the beginning of this footage is just a little bit basic, but it's so you can see all the text scroll by to see everything looks exactly as it should, because this is a 1.0 release. Apparently there's one little visual glitch in the credits of the game, and that should be fixed up, but otherwise this thing from start to finish is just Bomberman 64 except on your PC. And I'm sure in the future a lot of mods and other features will be added to this by the fan community, but right now this is absolutely, in my opinion, the best way to play Bomberman 64. If you've never played it before, take it from me, give this one a shot. It is cute, it is creative, and it really is a fun 3D platformer on a system where it basically always gets outshined by the Banjo Kazooies and Super Mario 64s of the world. And again, I just love this sort of stuff, and decomps, recomps, and PC ports have absolutely been taking the retro gaming world by storm, and you're going to be seeing a lot more of these things in the back half of 2026, I'm sure, because honestly it's almost April and I feel like we're getting closer to that summer area where you're going to see a lot more of these projects come home to roost. And that really is the fun thing. N64 is absolutely in its new golden era. We have the Mr. FPGA core, we have Analog 3D, we have the Mod Retro M64 on the way, and we have all of these recomps and PC ports. And I really hope this means one day we'll be playing Bomberman Hero as a full recomp, because again, that is my favorite N64 game ever made. Leave me a comment down below and you tell me, did you play Bomberman 64 back in the day, and if so, what are your thoughts? And if not, are you planning on playing it now? So the developer on this one, Revo, or Revo Sucks, that is his GitHub name. I'm not trying to impart my feelings about the dev, that is just how they go by. Absolutely just killed it on this one. In my experience with this, and big thanks to Andy D for helping with some of the capture, it just plays, looks, feels, and sounds exactly like Bomberman 64 should, except it actually has a better frame rate, because this is definitely a game that could chug in spots depending on what was going on screen at every given point in time. And that really is a huge benefit to N64 games in recomp status, because so many N64 games really prioritize graphics and overall visual fidelity over the frame rates, and sometimes that could be a little bit tolerable. In Bomberman 64, I would say it would, and in other games like Perfect Dark, absolutely in some levels felt like it killed the fun of the game. And just taking these retro classics and modernizing them for a modern audience, as well as for us retro gaming fans, is always going to be a big win. Because the fun part about this is, and I like to talk about it in other videos, people who didn't grow up with these games might not want to pop in an N64 cartridge or play something like N64 emulation, because they might think it looks, air quotes, way too old. Where something like this maybe not as visually pretty as something like the Banjo Kazooie Recomp, and that's just down to the graphics. If you gave this to a modern audience that didn't grow up with it, I still think they would find it a lot of fun. And that really is the thing, we have to grow retro all the time, because we are definitely getting older, and some people just end up kind of walking away from playing retro games in their entirety. So the more new people we bring into the fold, the more fun we're going to have, and the more developments you're going to see. But you leave me a comment down below and you tell me, if you could snap your fingers right now and make one N64 game show up as a recomp or PC port, which one would it be? And my answer is always Bomberman Hero, and I still want to see that, but I feel like maybe the time for Castlevania 64 and Legacy of Darkness is coming, because again, that is a game, if it actually had a solid frame rate and better graphics, I think people would realize is a lot better than people give it credit for. But let's go into the first of two soundtrack samples. Definitely some great music here, and it sounds absolutely incredible coming out of the Bomberman 64 Recomp. So 45 seconds or so, but come back and I'll show you a lot more of the gameplay and news. I mean, it's absolutely an outstanding soundtrack, and it sounds incredible here in Bomberman 64 Recompiled, but it is one of those things I can't wait one day to hear the Bomberman Hero soundtrack coming out of a Recomp or PC port as well, because that game has some of the best music ever put to a video game in my opinion, and honestly it sounds like an album. If it wasn't made for a video game, that would be winning actual awards, but because it is in a video game, maybe it doesn't get as much credit as it deserves. But as we go through the intro sequence here, I cannot absolutely see a pixel out of place. All of the fades are working well. Everything just seems to look exactly as it should. And again, I know there is one small visual glitch in the credits of the game when you beat it, but short of that, playing around, I haven't seen anything that makes me think this is anything other than Bomberman 64, except running on PC and not on real N64 hardware. But definitely pixel peep this one with me. You tell me if you see anything that looks out of place. And honestly, this game is just so colorful, so cute and charming, and also quite difficult and challenging in the back half as well. This is one that if you haven't played before, I can guarantee you are missing out. And that really is the fun thing about these recomps and PC ports. A lot of times people actually didn't play these games back in the day, and they discover some of their favorite new retro games from it. And like I said, Bomberman 64, Hero, as well as Second Attack, absolutely some of my favorites. And don't forget, there's actually 4 Bomberman games on N64. One of them was a 2D Japanese exclusive, which I'd love to see get a recomp or PC port as well. But honestly, this is an amazing start to the Bomberman franchise in recomp status, and it really does make me happy. You'll see there from the explosions to the text, again, if there's anything wrong with this image, I cannot see it whatsoever, which means, at least for me, it would be perfect. But like I like to say in videos, I have one set of eyes. All of you viewers have basically tens of thousands at this point in time, and I'm always surprised by somebody noticing something that I probably should have absolutely seen. But it's one of those things, I look at this footage so long, I play the games, sometimes you get blind to what is in front of you. But as far as a first release, this one absolutely does everything you need to just sit down and have fun with Bomberman 64. There's been no glitches, there's been no crashes, there's been no issues in the control, handling, or logic of the game. You would really think that this thing was just a PC release that came out in 2026 and not a static recompilation of a Nintendo 64 game that came out in the 90s. And again, with all of the fun layouts here, almost plays like you're actually in a diorama, and I feel like all of the Bomberman games in N64 had a very fun visual aesthetic that all did something slightly different with the Bomberman formula, and considering there'd been so many 2D Bomberman games up until this point in time, getting all of these 3D games on N64 was absolutely fun. But these things are definitely not going to be on any of those top 10 N64 game of all time lists, even though I feel like at least for top 50 they should absolutely be there. But trust me, this one is just so fun and charming, and I'm absolutely excited it's here. Honestly, in the last week or so, I feel like retro gaming has just been giving me gifts that I've been asking for. SRG 320 with the 3DO FPGA core, and now Revo with Bomberman 64 Recompiled. Let's do one more soundtrack sample because again, it sounds incredible here in the recomp, and the music is just so damn catchy and charming. 35 seconds this time. I'll come back and tell you how you can play this one if you want to play it. So yeah, Bomberman 64 Recompiled is out now, and if you want to check this one out, I left a link to the GitHub page down below where you can go ahead and grab the executable. All you need to do is give it your absolutely legally owned copy of Bomberman 64, which for me isn't hard whatsoever. I have all the games, both in their Japanese variants as well as their North American variants box, just because I've always loved this franchise, and honestly, when these games came out, it just absolutely hit for me, because I talk a lot about a lot of different games on the channel and the things I love, but I would say the 3 3D Bomberman games on N64 just absolutely have always felt special to me, and I've always enjoyed playing each and every one of them. So being able to revisit one on PC is 10 out of 10 amazing any day of the week, and 20 out of 10 amazing if it was Sunday, which it is not, it is Monday. Although technically this did release late into the hours of Sunday, so my joke basically lands even if it was a stupid dad joke. But definitely check out Bomberman 64 Recompiled. It is amazing. I'm so glad to see it here, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.